We're recording. Woo!
Yay!
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Two Black Girls, One Rose.
Where two black-ass girls invade the whitest show on earth, The
Bachelor.
I'm Natasha.
And I'm Justine.
And we watched Colton's, what is this, episode 2?
Second episode, yep.
Second episode of the season. Man, I have so many just like conflicting thoughts.
Do you?
I don't know. I had such high hopes for this season. I know. You were side-eyeing me the whole time through my hope. Now I'm getting proven wrong. God. Well, you go first. What are your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts are this man is not going to choose none of these women, and he's going to leave here with no fiance.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Yep. There is no way.
Yeah.
No way. He got up there in that rose ceremony, and he was like, oh, well, this is really hard, and I have to follow my heart, and as for everyone who leaves, I'm really sorry. It is episode 2, boy. You have got to get it together. I didn't know who half those ladies were.
All right. I still learn these people's names. Pull your voice together. Stop shaking. Fucking buck up, damn it.
Oh my God. It was the most boring one-on-one date I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God. I can't wait to get to that date.
Ever. Jesus. Oh my God. It was so bad. My contacts are literally raisins from looking at it.
Dried in your eyeball.
Dried up. My contacts dried. My vision dried up looking at it.
Oh my God.
But I love Demi more than ever.
Demi is crazy, y'all.
She's nuts. I love
Demi's
it.
a nutbag.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
And those are my initial thoughts. What about you, friend?
All right. My exact sentiments in that unless he chooses like Elyse or one of the older girls at the end, he ain't leaving here with no fiance.
Nope.
Nah. It ain't happening. This doesn't make no sense. These girls are so young. Like, I know we're already sounding like broken records because we've said this over and over. But you have Heather, who has never been kissed, yet is looking for a husband. You have Hannah, Miss Alabama, who can't even carry a conversation. Like, she doesn't have the maturity and confidence to even carry a conversation yet she is looking for a husband. You have Demi, who literally looks like a high school sophomore, yet is looking for a husband. This shit is weird. What are we watching?
Everyone who I've talked to in our age range is like, I'm not watching The Bachelor. Like, I'm watching High School Musical.
Yes.
Live.
I feel like I'm watching a Disney Channel, like, rom-com reality show weird thing. Like, I don't even know. This is not The Bachelor at all. So that's my initial thoughts.
Okay.
That's what I have to say. Other than that, though, we are having a watch party, y'all. Hello. Hey. Monday, February 4th. It's coming up quick. It's just a few weeks away. Monday, February 4th at the Monarch Rooftop in Midtown Manhattan.
Yay!
Doors open at 7:30. The show obviously starts at 8. And we'll be there. We'll be having a good ass time watching and turning up with all of y'all. I'm so excited to meet everybody.
I know,
Aren't you?
Me too.
I mean, people have been emailing us about watch parties and asking about watch parties for forever.
Yeah.
And we've never, not that we haven't wanted to do one, we just, I don't know. I just never thought this would ever be possible for
Never.
Two Black Girls, One Rose.
Never, yeah.
And here we are, season 3, and it's finally possible. And I'm so excited to meet people. Bring your friends, even if they don't watch The Bachelor. I have friends who don't watch The Bachelor. They're like, I'll be there just to turn up with y'all. So bring your friends.
Yep.
Come get the exciting drink specials. We'll have other little giveaways and fun things. It's going to be a really, really good time. And I think it's good. We just have this cool little community that we've built. And I think everybody should like come together and just all meet each other and kiki about The Bachelor. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Don't have us out here looking dumb at the Monarch Rooftop. Y'all better show up.
If anything, you and I will be there, turned up.
That's true.
Shit who comes. My ass will be there sipping on my drink special and kiki with my damn self. So.
Also, anybody who, like me, is doing dry-uary and you're dry January, that'll be like our first time drinking.
Yes, that's true.
So let's go. Let's go.
Oh, that means we turn it up.
Shots turning up. Woo! Turn up after one shot. Done.
Your tolerance is going to be so low.
You want to see Justine drunk? Come to the Monarch Rooftop February 4th.
That's true. Your tolerance is going to be so
low. I took an Advil PM the other night, and I was like, ooh.
High as shit.
I was all hungover. I was like, oh, man.
Oh, my God. But yes, come see Justine drunk, if anything.
Yep.
February 4th. We do have an RSVP link, so please go to 2BG1R watchparty.eventbrite.com. RSVP, let us know you're coming.
Yay.
And we'll see you there. All right. Other than that, same old, rate, review, subscribe. Again, we ask for nothing. Come to the watch party, rate us, review us, and for your own convenience, subscribe to us. That's all I ask. Thank you. We live tweet The Bachelor. If you're not following our live tweets, you're missing out on just an enhanced Bachelor viewing experience, you know? So follow along with our live tweets. Our Twitter handle is the number 2 BLK girls, the number 1 Rose.
And you can email us at the number 2 blackgirls, the number 1 rose @gmail.com.
And we're also on Instagram. Turn it up on Instagram as well. And our handle is the number 2 blackgirls, 1 rose. Yeah, on Instagram. And tag us in your story. If you're listening to us right now, screenshot this, write a cute little message, tell everybody it's the best Bachelor podcast, or they're just the best podcast.
Best podcast. Yeah.
Let's be real. And put it in your story, tag us, and we do put it in our story. But help us grow this community and just help us as we invade the whitest franchise on earth. So, thanks. Also, if you haven't already, before February 4th, get your merch. Come on in to the watch party wearing your 2 black girls, 1 rose canvas bag, or your shirt, or your tank top. Like, hello. And you can buy all that cool gear at Teespring, Tee spring.com/2blackgirls1rose.
Yay.
We do, as always, have some lovely church announcements. Let's go to church, Justine. Whip out the program, y'all.
So we got quite a few emails this week. We got a lot of emails about Kirpa's limo entrance and how she said she was like all wet in her entrance, which I'm not surprised. ABC cut. Kirpa, girl, you doing a lot.
Yeah.
They just showed you saying grace with your family. They cannot show that. Like,
yeah. Like, they've been doing a lot of sexual innuendos, but saying you wet, that's
a lot. And then you can't have that contradicting image. I like her being the nice Christian girl.
Yeah.
You know?
The nice Christian girl talking about her
not like doing it, like hosing herself down. Like, girl, no.
Nah.
So thank you to all who emailed us about that. Lola, Megan, and Lauren, thank you guys for the love. And then Annie, who asked us a really good question. She asked us if our watch party was like a safe space for people of color. It is a safe space for Bachelor fans, or anyone really. So just come on in. Appreciate the question, Annie. Love it. But it's not one of those things that's like exclusive. It's for everybody. So come on in.
All races welcome.
Yes. And that's it for church announcements.
Cool. So I do have some Bachelor Nation news.
Ooh, girl.
So big news of the weekend. Whack-ass Ari and
oh shit, yeah.
got married over the weekend in Maui. She's pregnant, by the way.
I know.
We legit have not talked about that since the end of their season. So I think the first time I've literally said their names. But they got married. She's pregnant. I forget how far along, which is a cute little tummy. And they got married in Maui. There's a lot of like Bachelor folk that were there. She looked beautiful. The wedding looked beautiful.
Yeah, her dress was nice.
Her dress was gorgeous. I loved like the empire waist kind of hide the pregnant tummy.
Yeah.
And yeah, they look happy. You know? I wish them a long life of great conversation. And
you know what?
That's all I could say. You know I had to throw the shade. You know I had to.
You are the worst.
I love. They look happy.
They do. They look great.
At that. They look great. Another Bachelor Nation couple that's been heating up the interwebs is Jason, Wolf of Wall Street, and Caitlin Bristow, fresh off of her breakup Her
Fresh.
Yeah, from Sean. She's already all over Instagram story with her new boo, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
They are clearly dating, spending a lot of time together, just out here in these streets, just having a good old time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It started off as like a little Reddit rumor. Now it's like solidified that they're like a thing.
Does he still live in Buffalo? I think he still lives in Buffalo, New York, right?
You know, I don't know where these people live because they're like in the world now, you know, like the Bachelor world. So they're like hosting parties and they're here and there. So they're like, they're in LA a lot. They're in New York a lot. So I'm not really sure because he's from Buffalo and she's from Vancouver or something.
Oh, okay.
Something in Canada, so don't know, but we'll keep watching them.
Yeah.
Or people will keep tagging us in their shit.
I was about to say, I guess we'll keep watching them. Like,
don't actually watch them or give two shits, but thanks for all the DMs, y'all.
Sure.
Yeah, so that is it for Bachelor Nation news. Let's dig into the recap.
Yep.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so the episode opens. Colton is in bed with like a handheld camera, so they're making it more like, you know, interactive.
Yeah, like a vlog.
Like a vlog. Look at the Bachelor entering 2019. Look at them. They're progressive. He's like vlogging from the bed, talking about he's excited for the week or whatever the hell. Meanwhile, back at the house, all the girls are stoked, so stoked. Translation for the black folk, they are mad hype for this upcoming week.
Oh my gosh.
And Chris Harrison comes, gathers all the girls around. My first immediate thought, seeing all these girls like gathered in the circle, it looked like this was a sorority meeting, like the Tri Delta chapter meeting, right?
Yeah.
Just a gaggle of youth and blonde whiteness. I don't know.
Yeah, the girls just look so young too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a sorority house. I don't feel like it's the Bachelor Mansion, you know?
Yeah.
So he drops off the date card, and it's Demi, Bree, Tracy, Elyse, Hannah, Nicole, Anyeka, Catherine, aka Ben and Snap. And the date card said, "You never forget your first date." So they meet Colton at a theater, and on the stage is Nick and Megan from Parks and Rec and Will and Grace.
Yeah.
I had no idea who these people were.
What?
I had to Google, I had to Google them, and then I said, oh, them people. They didn't look anything like what they used. That guy has a baldy and a beard now.
Yeah.
He looked like a totally different person.
He looks way different. He actually got my invite to the cookout because I love him so much. I love Nick Offerman. Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know he was married to Megan. What's her name?
I didn't know they were together at all.
And they look like they've been together for like 30 years too.
Forever, so we missed that part.
For mad long.
But she looked different too. Her hair was long. I was like,
she looks like she maybe has gotten some bad plastic surgery on her face too. Maybe some like bad filler or something. I don't know. She just doesn't look as good as Deborah Messing.
But Deborah Messing is like gorgeous. She's like different. Not to say that Megan's not gorgeous, but she looked like she had bad plastic surgery. That's what you thought.
Well, not even plastic surgery, just like a lot of like filler and like Botox and stuff. And I'm just like, Megan, no.
Nip and tuck. I thought she looked great. I let her little weave. Her hair was nice and long. She looked cute.
Yeah, look cute.
Yeah. So anyways, Nick and Megan are on stage, and they are talking about, like, storytelling. And Megan tells the story, this, like, you know, funny little story, because they're comedians, about the first time I think she said the first time she fucked somebody.
Yeah.
Like, we're bleeping it out. Okay. And then Nick tells us, like, this story about gardening, but it was obviously filled with, like...
like,
all
OD suggestive.
Yeah, suggestive innuendos.
Yeah.
So then we learn this is a storytelling date. And basically the girls, they have to craft a story about their first time doing something. And then they'll perform it in front of a room of, 200 screaming fans. I love this date idea.
Me too.
I feel like this type of date shows the girls' personality more than any other, like, whack-ass group date where they're, like, competing for foolishness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was cool to, like, see their personality, like their writing style, their humor. I want to see more dates like this.
And I don't think it's as much pressure either. Like,
No.
like these other dates on Becca's season when they had to like write a fucking love song about this girl, like
Yeah,
that
that's
was
just
way
stupid.
too much.
Yeah, no.
But this was just like, tell a story about your
Yeah.
first time doing something. I think that was great.
Everyone could do it. They might get nervous with the public speaking, but everyone can write a story. So.
Right.
So they go off into their corners, they're writing their stories and coming up with stuff. Time for their performance, and Colton actually goes first. And he, lo and behold, surprise, surprise, tells a story related to being a virgin, because this is what our life has become, just hearing about his virginity over and over. It was kind of sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, we've kind of heard this story already, like 10 times, but we got more in depth. So basically he tells a story about a time when he's in the locker room with one of the guys asks him, like, how many girls has he slept with? And he said, like, you know, on the spot, he's trying to think of, like, what's a good lie to tell? Is it 1 girl? Is it 4? Is it 10 girls? And then he came out and just said the truth and said it was 0. And then kind of like how the guy was like, you know, that's really cool, man. And he basically, that was like the first time that he like told the truth about his virginity. And I thought it was nice. He was on the stage, like, doing this in front of everybody. You could tell, like, he was like kind of nervous, but yeah, I wish that was like the story and that was it. We didn't have to hear about this anymore, because I feel like that was like a nice moment for him, and then they just beat it over the head for the whole rest of the episode. So.
Yeah.
But I did appreciate that moment. But the first girl that we saw was Elyse. Elyse is the
I love
redhead.
Elyse. Yeah.
Love Elyse. Elyse is 31. She's 31, right? She's one of the older girls
31.
in the house.
Yep.
And she said, you know, this is her first time dating a younger man. And so she kind of like talked about that with Colton and made a little joke about she's always dated older guys, things like that. Nicole, who is the girl from Miami, Cuban girl from Miami, talks about she kind of made a joke, like the first time dating Colton's like the first guy she's dating, like a white as toast guy. I don't know.
Yeah, she was something very similar. She was like, this is the whitest bread I've ever bit into or something. Something like that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Hannah G talked about the first time she like got the first impression rose, I guess. I don't know what the hell she was saying with hers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyeka's hella extra. I don't know, man. I don't like to talk about the people of color like this, but
we have
extra.
to. She is tiring. She's wearing me out.
Wearing me down. So she got on stage and talked about the first time was last episode where she approached confronted Colton talking about, you know, you're drowning in some bitches. That was that moment where she had on the snorkel max and like screamed. And then was talking about how the girls in the house are thirsty and was just being mad extra on stage. Tracy gave a story about the first time she tried to date a virgin and gave this like long convoluted story from college, how she had a crush on the fraternity president and then competed against her sorority sister for this guy. Somebody got punched in the face. It was like this whole long ass random ass story. And then Justine's girl,
my girl,
Demi, messy ass Demi, got on stage and said, like, there was this guy I liked once, but I was nervous to kiss him. And so what I did was, and then she just, like, dropped the mic and then walked up to Colton, like, hopped down the stage, walked up to Colton, grabbed him, and, like, kissed him in front of everybody.
Loved
and then
it.
got back on stage and was like, that was the story of the first time I got the group date rose. Ba-dum-ching. She was really hoping that was going to be a moment, and I was just like, okay. Demi literally, like, all jokes aside, I know we call these girls infants and they look like sorority girls, whatever. Demi legit looks like she's no older than 16.
Demi and Hannah G, whoever got the first impression rose.
Yes, the big eyes.
Yeah, she looks like she is like 12.
They legit look like, if they told me they were in high school, I would not question them.
Yep.
At all. It's wild. It's super weird to
watch. But
Colton,
to me, looks very young as well.
He does, but definitely out of his teens.
Yeah.
Like, shit. He definitely look like he has an ID. He does look like he's been to the club.
ID.
Like how old is he? 26.
26. Yeah.
If he said he was 23, I'd be like, okay, yeah, because he does have a young face.
Yeah.
But Demi looks a day older than 16.
Yeah, she does.
It's creepy and weird watching this.
Same with Hannah. Oof.
And Hannah, yeah, the other one too.
Yeah.
Back at the house, a one-on-one date card arrives, and it goes to Hannah B, Miss Alabama, who y'all know how I felt about her from her bio picture. I did not trust this one.
Bio picture.
From the go back into the cast bios, I said from Jump Street, I didn't trust this girl. So her date card says true love is on the horizon, and she's excited because it's her birthday, and she got a one-on-one date.
Oh, what a coincidence, Bachelor producers.
Exactly. So back on the group dates, they are sitting down for like drinks, the little like night portion of the date, and your girl Demi scoops him up first. She moves in quick.
Always. Yep.
Always first one out the gate. She is wearing this horrendous Little House on the Prairie purple lace ass number. What the fuck is that?
She keeps wearing these dresses, and I'm like, this must be a very specific boutique in Georgia that you're getting this from.
Yes, she's from Texas, but yes.
Okay, Texas. Sorry, girls. Texas.
What? Yeah, it looked like a very specific, like her favorite boutique, and she just scooped up everything from there because they all look the same from the same season.
Oh, yeah.
And it's odd. Very odd. Always long and lacy.
Yeah.
And not cute. I don't know how else to describe it. So yeah, she has on this little dress and whisks him away. And I mean, they basically talk about nothing, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I don't even remember them talking.
I don't even remember. She comes back to the group, and the group date rose is sitting on the table, and she like picks up the group date rose and is like waving around like, this is mine, ha 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 ha, and like puts it back down. Tracy is deeply offended. Deeply offended by this. She is pissed. She's disturbed.
She cannot believe what she
just saw. Yes. That Demi had the audacity to touch the rose. Meanwhile, Elyse, redhead Elyse, is having her one-on-one time with Colton. Colton loves her confidence about her age, about how she looks so sexy, and how she just like owned the stage, talking about being an older one in the house, blah blah blah. They make her sound like she is dusty.
Listen, like 58 years old. They make her sound like she is like her eggs are done, cooked, finished, like she's dried up.
She is 31.
Like she got grandkids.
She's only 4 years older than 4 or 5 years older than Colton. My God.
And she's like it's still like acceptable age to be 31 and like out here dating, and it's like it's fine.
It's totally fine. Why are we making her like geriatric? What the hell?
Yeah, but she also looks. She doesn't look her age. I don't think she looks 31 necessarily. She kind of looks like a forever 35. Like she's gonna look like that for the rest of her life.
Yeah, I can see that.
But she just looks more mature than all the rest of these girls. So they're trying to make her out to be like the mama bear, kind of.
Right. Yeah, because she was talking about how they have like the cougar den in the house, like all the girls who are like over 27, how they're all like bonding together.
When I tell you, I rolled my eyes. I thought they were gonna get stuck. I rolled my eyes so hard at that. I was like, oh my God.
The cougar den over the age of 27. Those are the old fogies in the house. It's crazy. But I get it. Like, if you're in a house filled with 22-year-olds who've never been kissed, and Demi, who is running around looking like like she is looking for her chaperone. I don't even know. Like I would feel weird too. Like, yeah. What? I would feel some type of way and feel old as shit my damn self. God. So Tracy, who was just so deeply offended by Demi touching the rose, her and Onyeka are off to the side talking about how immature Demi is, how disrespected they feel, and how Tracy just feels like Demi is here to like go on a date with a guy. Meanwhile, she's here looking for like a husband and like real love.
Because Tracy's 31 as well.
Yeah, she's not here to play games. Like, she feels ridiculous competing next to a high school, sophomore. So I understand her gripes.
Yeah, I get it too, because this is exactly how everybody felt with Becca M.
Yes, yeah.
All those girls felt.
Isn't that crazy? Becca M was like the young, what was she? She was 22.
She was 22.
Oh, she was 22.
Mm-hmm. She was 22.
Damn. She seems leagues older than Demi.
She seems like she's Elyse's age.
She seems like Elyse.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I forgot Becca was that young. Yeah, she never carried herself that young, though. She really didn't. She
Tracy,
really didn't.
I can understand Tracy feeling this way because this girl acts like
That's
she's
the
in high
thing.
school.
Right. It's not just looking, because Becca M looked hella young, but she had more confidence and carried herself better than half the girls in that damn house with old ass Ari. So she held her own with old ass Ari. That's at 22. That's hard to do. So Tracy, feels the need to pull Demi aside and tell her how she, didn't like how she touched the rose. Blah 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 blah. Demi apologizes. Big Eyes, Hannah G, the other, youngin' in the house, sitting with Colton, and he said, yet again, there's something about you that reminds me of home.
Oh, jeez.
I hate this. Demi, she's just so overly confident. She's all up in the cameras talking about how Colton needs a dominant woman, and she's the only one in the house who challenges him. Yeah, I don't disagree, but your little behind ain't gonna be the one to do it.
Nope,
not you, girl. How she's the only one who can challenge him, and how in his past relationships he's never had a confident woman.
Girl, how do you know that?
What? Even her calling herself a confident woman. No,
it weird. Looked so ridiculous. Like, seeing that sentence come out of that person's face was so ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous. It's like she's playing house or something.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem real.
Like, girl, did you watch The Bachelorette? Because Becca was a confident ass woman.
Yeah.
Like,
so,
come on.
I don't know what we're saying. His past relacenships.
And then Allie Raceman. You want to talk about confidence? Yeah. That girl got up there with that ponytail and read her accuser to death.
Yes, reeled him to filth in front of the courts.
Roasted him in front of the whole world. Like, what are you talking about confidence?
Exactly.
What do you mean?
Go sit down, Demi. Have a seat. Have several seats in your little high chair.
But she is dominating the rest of the girls. Like, I feel like she's really playing these serious mind games with Tracy. Like, the fact that Tracy was like stroking her hair by the end of this conversation. Oh
my God.
I was like, Tracy, what? It's like she was under a spell. I was like, Tracy, what happened?
Yeah. I think Tracy, I think she's the type, she's kind of psyched herself out in terms of her age.
Yeah.
So she's seeing this as like one of her flash chances at love. And like Demi's just ruining all of that. Meanwhile, Demi, she's young and springy, like sprightly. She's out here just like la-di-da, just having fun, not giving a shit, stealing time. But Tracy's taking this so seriously that she's actually losing in that case. She's not putting herself out there. Colton, he has some one-on-one time with Nicole, the one from Miami, who shares that she has a twin brother who has autism and how he's a big part of her life. And Colton, he said he spent time with people with autism because he spends a lot of time in hospitals, volunteering with his organization. Yep. They had a cute little moment. Nicole, she was very proud of herself for opening it up because that's something that she says she doesn't share a lot with guys because they see it as like, either a burden or...
That is treacherous.
It's like literally her life. That is just a part of her and her life. Right. And for someone to be like, oh, your brother is a burden, like, ew.
That is horrible.
Horrible. So yeah, she, shared that with Colton, which was nice, a little moment. Time for the date rose, and he actually awards it to Elyse.
And this was my Colton's making moves moment.
Colton.
I was very proud of him for giving it to like the confident woman who is like making kind of like a joke of her age and a joke of her maturity against his. Yeah. And so it's kind of playing in her favor. And I really liked how he was complimenting her in the beginning. I just really liked this whole moment. And Elyse, I feel you, girl, on dating men who are 13 years older than you. And I am trying in strategy to date men my age or even younger. We'll see, Elyse.
Okay, yeah. I think, that was a very important date, Rose. Because if it was either going to go to, like, Elyse or Tracy, someone a little bit more older, mature, who, like, took the storytelling, like, more serious, or was he actually going to, like, reward stupid-ass Demi with the stupid kiss gimmick that she did and give her the rose?
Yeah. And Demi is so ageist, so I'm really glad that... Yeah, it's really bad. So I'm glad that he gave it to Elyse.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so next up we had was Hannah B, Miss Alabama's one-on-one date. Oh, Lord. With Colton, who he had no idea was her birthday, apparently. He seemed really surprised.
Yeah,
that could have been good acting, or he actually just didn't know. The producers just set the whole thing up.
Yeah.
So for their date, they go horseback riding out in, like, Palm Springs or whatever. I don't know. Like the desert, kind of.
Yeah, it was like Vasquez Mountains or something.
And so they're doing that on their date. Meanwhile, back at the house, Caelynn, Miss North Carolina, y'all, is spilling all the tea on homegirl who's on the date, Hannah B, Miss Alabama. So what had happened was, they were roommates at Miss USA. And now the producers, they're splicing in photos of, like, the two of them together, little Instagram selfies. Yeah. Like, these girls were homegirls.
So recent, too. They look like they were taken 6 months ago.
Yes, recent. And they were legit, like, homies. Like,
yeah, they were friends.
Yeah, friends, for real. Then, turns out, when Caelynn got farther in the competition on Miss USA, because she was, like, first runner-up or something, right? Hannah, was clearly salty and jealous because she didn't make it, and totally flipped the switch on Caelynn and basically became, like, a different person. Like, their friendship, like, ended because of that.
Yep.
And all I have to say is I told y'all so. I took one look at that girl's picture and her bio, and something about her, my spirit didn't take it. My spirit just didn't take. And now we heard right here from this sweet little Caelynn. I like Caelynn. She seems so Caelynn. Sweet. That Hannah ain't shit, basically, and is a fake ass bitch.
Also, this clarifies when they saw each other across the couch so much more. How they were like, hi.
Yep. They ended on bad terms.
Horrible terms. I was like,
bad
wait a minute.
Terms.
That was your friend for real? And all you said to her was like, hi, how are you?
Hi.
Like, yo, you hate her.
Yeah. So I'm so curious to just hear more about this. And I hope just more comes to the surface about this little rivalry. So back on their one-on-one date, Hannah and Colton. So they sit at a tent, and Colton, like, pours some champs and does a little toast, and then says to Hannah, it's your turn. You go ahead and do a toast. My God. You would think he asked this girl to get up and defend her dissertation.
Listen, the State of the Union. Yeah.
To give a State of the Union address. Girl, it's a toast.
Wait,
a homegirl could even string together 10 words to do a toast.
It's your birthday.
And it's your birthday. You don't have mad shit to say? This whole thing was crazy to me. She sat there awkwardly. She was just smiling and giggling and like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. I don't even know how do I start this? I don't know what to say. And just smiling and giggling and not saying shit.
Nope.
Still not putting together a toast. So Colton finally is like trying to help her out, and he's like, okay, you can start with, let's make a toast to...
Yeah, I would have eliminated her off of this alone.
On site. You gotta go.
They would have had the helicopter come take her.
Yep. Come airlift her out. So he like leads her on, let's make a toast to, and she's like, it's my birthday, and Roll Tide. Her little Alabama foolishness.
That Roll Tide killed me.
I can't. Done. And Colton was like, when in doubt, Roll Tide.
Yeah, Roll Tide.
So you know this is where she got my Becky of the week.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And to our listeners who ask us what is a Becky.
Oh, yes.
Because we get this all the damn time, and I refuse to explain it. But this is your explanation right here. This is the very definition right here of what a Becky is.
Yep.
Just vapid, depthless. This is making pageant girls, sorority girls, bimbo blonde white girls look every bit like the stereotype they are trying to fight.
Yes, it really did.
This is it right here in human form. There is not much going on upstairs in Miss Hannah's brain. She is literally like a pretty face who has gotten by on that face till this very moment when she's put on the spot and told to give a toast, and the homegirl just crumbled. Just completely crumbled.
And I thought about it too, because we're coming from an analytic perspective of the show. That date was also very quiet.
She can't hold a conversation.
Like that, but that, like the surroundings they were in, like when you out in nature like that, is mad quiet.
Mad quiet, yeah.
Straight library.
No distractions, yeah.
Yeah, nothing. They were just in a little tent. Oof.
And she failed miserably.
Yep.
Failed miserably. So yeah, Colton is obviously not that dumb and is realizing that this is going terribly. And even himself was saying in his confessional or his little interview, like, this is not going the way I thought it was going to go. And we're not really connecting. And so, yeah. So then they, hop in a hot tub because it's
The Bachelor.
Never mind that it's fucking 90 degrees out in the desert, but okay. And again, just another Becky moment. He's about to talk and she's like, wait, and she like is trying to get something off his face, and then she like gets it off and it's an eyelash, and she's like, make a wish. Like,
that's not gonna fly. That's like,
this is not gonna get you far, girl.
It's like he's probably had one of the kids who he like works with do that to him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, girl, you can't rely on like
tricks.
adorableness.
Yeah. No, adorable little cutesy, girl things that you did in high school or college. Like, no. I was thinking when I was watching this, I was like, these are the same casting directors who casted Rachel Lindsay Esquire, who also casted this vapid ass Becky of the week.
Oh my god!
This is how far we've fallen in terms of the quality of woman. This is nuts.
Gave her a date on her birthday.
Like, a date on her birthday,
and they didn't think it was gonna be this boring.
No,
there's no way.
No way. Oh Jesus, painful. Anyways, so the whole time she's just weird. This weird smiley Stepford sorority robot.
Yes,
like,
I thought it was very Quaaludes.
Yes,
it gave me Quaaludes. I was like, girl, you seem like you took something, so you just sitting there smiling, and there's just nothing connected. Like literally the wires in your brain aren't connecting.
The blue is not touching the blue wire. The red is
not touching the red.
The yellow right now. shit's gone awry up in the head. Oh my god! Like, can you picture having a conversation of anything of substance with this girl?
No.
Anything.
I would sit there and be like grilling her about the pageant world.
That's it.
Grilling her. But
that's all we can get through.
A woman. That's what, like, Colton is not going to talk about that.
Oh my god. You cannot base a relationship on talking about foolishness though.
No.
So this already, terrible. Again, in his interview, Colton is now like questioning everything. He's having an existential crisis. He's like questioning his intuition. He had such a good feeling about this girl from the first night, and now it's not really going to plan. He's starting to question his gut. He's questioning everything. So anyways, they go into the night portion of the date. And again, Colton's saying he can't imagine giving her a rose if things do not change, like ASAP. And so they sit for dinner, and he tells her, like, today was kind of weird. you know, it felt like you were just trying to be like perfect, and like, I don't know, it was like this weird like perfection thing that you were trying to put on. And she's like, yeah, you know, this is something I've always been struggling with. Like, I'm always trying to show everyone my best self, which makes perfect sense. She's like this. She's like the smiley pageant girl to the extreme. Like, she went awry because now she's become like a robot with no emotions. Who's like trained. She's like trained to give the right answer, but has never really developed any thoughts or opinions of her own. And so, like, immediately I had to go and Google the Miss Teen USA, that girl from, like, mad years ago. That viral-ass video, Justine, where they ask her, shit, I just watched it. They ask her about, like, why don't Americans know wherever is on the map or whatever, and she's like, and in South Africa because of maps, and in the Iraq, the nations of the Americas and the world peace. Like, everyone go and watch that video right now. That literally is Hannah on the date.
Yeah, legit. Like, the wires are crossing.
She had some good Quaaludes, man. It's that good stuff. Jesus.
And no software updates.
No.
None.
She's running on iOS too.
Listen, on iOS too. No fingerprint, no Face ID, none of it.
Shit. That's funny as hell. God, dying. So yeah, finally Hannah comes up with something to say.
Something.
And asks him, why are you a virgin? Like, when in doubt, bring up Roll Tide or ask him why he's a virgin. Okay. So he tells another version of the same story that we've heard 85,000 times at this point.
Can you believe it's episode 2? It seems like we are at episode 6.
Oh my God. It's only episode 2, and we've heard every version of this virgin story.
Every version.
Oh my God. So he shares his piece, and then Hannah tells some whack-ass story about how she was saving herself for marriage, and then gave it up to her like high school boyfriend, and how it was devastating, and blah, 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 blah. In the end, Colton grabs the date rose, and that's when I just zoned the fuck out. Cause like, she's got to be one of the wackest girls ever cast on a reality show, period. This is a joke. Joke.
She's so whack.
She's so whack. And she got the date rose. Like, I can't.
How?
Oh my God, I can't even.
Oh, man.
I don't even know how. I don't even care to know. I don't want to reason or logic what this is that I'm watching. I just want to move forward with my life. Back at the house, Heather, Never Been Kissed, is talking to Cassie, telling her how she's never kissed anyone, basically. So just a reminder to the people back home. A date card comes, and fucking every damn body's on this date card.
Yeah, it was just like everybody else.
Everybody else? It was like every name in the world was on this card. And it said, I can't fight this feeling anymore. Hey, what's about to go down, y'all? So, time for the group date, and they are going to summer camp. It was cute. It was nostalgic. I loved camp.
It was cute.
Damn, I still have this cough, yo. Like, I've been coughing on the podcast since, like, season 2, episode 3.
Since before Bachelor in Paradise.
Yes.
Like,
I'm so sorry, y'all. I am still sick. So yeah, they're at summer camp, they're grilling, they're playing flag football, duck, duck, goose, Red Rover, all those cute games. Suddenly, Chris Harrison rolls up with Billy
Wow, Eichner.
Eichner?
Etch.
I wrote ECHNER. I don't know what the... Who's this?
I had to Google him too. Yeah. I know I've heard the name before.
I don't know who this is.
And actually, my friend told me that he would be on, and I got excited because I thought it was Billie Eilish. Shout out to anybody who listens to Billie Eilish.
Oh, that little teenager.
But yeah, he was like funny, I guess.
No, he wasn't. He was brought there solely to make virgin jokes the entire time.
Yeah.
It was whack as shit.
Yeah, it was. I don't know.
That's all he was there for, was to give comedic relief by giving virgin-related jokes. It was so stupid. Ugh. Anyway, we still don't know who he is. Who is he, Justine?
Oh, I don't know. He's a comedian. I don't know.
Oh, okay, whatever. So then they divide the girls up into two teams, the red team and the yellow team, and they're going to be competing in this, like, bachelor Gymboree or whatever. And is that what it was called? Bachelor
Gymboree.
I'm mad they used that term, knowing damn well these girls are so young.
Right, that's mad rude.
That's mad rude. So yeah, the winning team would get to spend the night at the camp with, spend time with Colton. The other girls got to go home. So they do 3 competitions. The red team wins the relays. The yellow team wins the canoes. Last is the infamous tug of war. And the red team won. And the yellow team had to leave immediately and go home.
The sun was still up.
Sun was still up. I hate when they do that. I really think that's so unfair. When they do those group dates where it's like a competition, the other team has to just go home immediately, even though they were there for literally an hour. It's like such a waste of time.
Yeah.
So nighttime, they're all getting their little one-on-ones. Katie, cute black girl who he kissed on the first night, are sitting by the campfire. And they were just talking about, like, growing up, how they're competitive and, shit with their family. I don't really know. I kind of zoned out, to be quite honest. Did you take notes?
Yeah, I did. So they were talking about how competitive they are, but the interesting thing was Colton was, like, taking it back to what we saw in his hometown, where he had his dad, who we all knew was, like...
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Was like,
yeah,
buck up, walk it off.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That, like, toxic masculinity, like, forcing it on him,
Yeah.
And he kind of opened up in that way. He was like, well, sometimes when you have a competitive family and you're competing in a sport that you're excelling in, sometimes you forget who you are and why you're doing it. She was like, yeah, definitely, yeah. And I was like, girl, you don't have anything more than that?
Oh, God.
Like, didn't you do dance? Dance could be very toxic, a very toxic environment.
Yeah. Oh,
you don't have anything else to say? I'm sure she did, and they edited it out.
They edited it out, maybe. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Either way, they shared another swirly little kiss. So. That was cute. Heather, who has never been kissed, again, during her one-on-one, she tells Colton that she's both a virgin and has never been kissed. And he was obviously, like, shocked. Not so much about the virgin thing, but never been kissed. That's a little bit shocking. And, basically told her, everything's going to be fine and it's not a big deal to him, blah, blah, blah. And Heather says, I just don't want you to think because of this, I'm not really ready for a relationship or ready for commitment. I'm like, that's exactly what we're thinking.
That is exactly what is the case.
That is the case, my friend.
That is what's going on here.
Locked lips with a man. And this is not us shaming you. This is us thinking this is just preposterous that you were on the show looking for a husband and you have never locked lips with another human man. What? This is wild. You're on the wrong show.
So crazy.
This is crazy.
Oh
I
my
cannot.
God.
So they share this, like, cute little, like, sweet moment of silence that normally would be a moment you would kiss. But because she's never been kissed, they just sat there staring at each other instead.
So I think that, I don't know if Colton's going to kiss this girl. I feel like these kind of things really get the best of him. Like, that level of pressure, I think, is way too much for this man.
Yeah, this isn't major. Like, it's going to be on national television. I don't know if I would want to either. I don't know. You would have to really, really be feeling it.
Yeah.
And not just be doing it just to give her that moment. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that was awkward. Meanwhile, back at the house, Hannah, Miss Alabama, now she's trying to be Miss Shady Boots herself. Talking about, I don't know who she was talking about, trying to shade Caelynn, saying how, she's fake and, there's not many people I don't get along with, but she's definitely one of them.
That's how you know everyone hates her.
Exactly. That's how you know that we don't fuck with you. And, shady, blah, 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 up in the house. Meanwhile, back at camp, Caelynn is having a nice, pleasant moment with Colton and shares how at 2 years old, she had encephalitis, which is like swelling of the brain, and how she was like in and out of hospitals and how that experience like really affected her. And they just had a nice, real, full-ass conversation.
About real things about how things have shaped her as a person.
Strung together words and put together a conversation. A little bit more than you could do, Miss Hannah. Meanwhile, you being shady boots in the house talking shit. And so they have a nice little moment, and with sharing a kiss. Time for the group date rose, and he ends up giving it to Heather. Never been kissed. For opening up, I guess.
Yes, I definitely thought this was going to Katie.
I thought it was going to go to Caelynn. Caelynn keeps getting shafted because she was at the first kiss on the first night, didn't get the date rose, getting the first impression rose. Then here she talked about she got full on encephalitis as a kid. Fucking didn't get a rose again. Like, damn, you got homegirl in the house talking shit. Like, she ain't got no breaks. Damn, come on, help out Caelynn. I like Caelynn.
Yeah, we love her.
Yeah. So anyways, time for the cocktail party. And the girls are all in the house getting ready. Now you have Demi, who still just throwing unnecessary ageist shade, I mean. She said something stupid like, us young girls are like 5 steps ahead of the other old ladies, or
which is so crazy because Elyse has a rose, girl.
Yeah, Elyse has a rose, my friend. So go sit down. So anyways, Courtney, Miss ATL, she like the caterer from ATL.
Yes. Okay. Her outfit, I had feelings.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. Neither.
For everybody who watches The Real Housewives of Atlanta, I feel like this looks like it could be from Swag Boutique. Nini's Boutique.
Yeah, could have been.
Right?
Could have been.
Or Candy's Boutique.
Yeah. The bottom needed to be hemmed. It was too long. It was a lot of material.
And that sleeve.
And the sleeves.
Was killing me.
It was just a lot of material. Just draped everywhere.
And it was a lot of rayon. It was a lot of cheap
stretchy
material.
Yeah. Stretchy material. Not our favorite look, Courtney, but we still love you.
Yeah. No, and her figure looks really nice in it.
Oh yeah, she looked bomb, her body.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah. Just your face in the sky.
I just had really intense feelings about it. I was like, oof.
Yeah, it wasn't her best look. It wasn't her best look, Courtney. So yeah, she pulls him aside, and he told her how he noticed her on the group date and how she was like leading the yellow team. And she tells him how she's like the oldest of 5, how her youngest sibling is 2. That's wild.
That's crazy.
Because she is 23, which she's very young, but there's a 21-year age difference between her and her youngest sibling. Like, wow.
Her parents must have been so young when they had her.
Started young and just kept on going until literally 2 years ago. They had another one. But she said, she's only 23, but she can truly say that she's ready for a family. She feels like she's very young. She's essentially like helped raise 4 siblings. And so she's ready for a family of her own. Whenever these young girls give these declarations of being just like young and ready for a family, it's just so strange to me because I'm 29 and I barely like kids. I'm nowhere near that yet. I don't know.
Yeah, whenever people try to compensate for it, when she was talking about how she was delivering the fruit roll-ups to the soccer games, I was like, Courtney, girl,
stop. But she's trying to Yeah, it's like an overcompensation. Like, I'm 23, which I know I'm young, but like, look, I already do the soccer games with my little kid brother, and like, all like trying to put herself in the motherly role. And
so
it's like,
ready to be a mother.
Yeah, it's like, ride with the 23-year-oldness.
Right.
Like, don't rush it yet. Like, talk about, how you're a great, older sister and things like that. And like, you feel like you've been like a mother to them because you've raised them, but I'm still young and sprightly. Like, why are you trying to age yourself into a mama?
Right.
It's an odd, like thing.
And she's a caterer, so she can like cook for a lot of people. So like that's another
got a
thing.
whole business. Like, ride with that. How that's made you more mature and all that stuff. It's wild. I don't know, because I was thinking, like, at 23, I had just moved to the city. I had my first job. Like, I was young.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine talking about like the words "I'm ready for a family" coming out of Natasha at 23-year-old, moving into the city for my first damn job. I can't even imagine that. Like, I don't know, in my head. To each their own, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and she's from the South. It's different.
It is different. I have to keep remembering that. It's definitely very different. But yeah, she's still cute. I like her. Next was Sydney. I forgot that I like Sydney. She was actually one of my favorites, I think.
Yeah, I like Sydney too.
The bios and things. She's like the NBA dancer from New York. She's like a Knicks dancer, I think.
Yeah, she's a Knicks dancer. She
Shout
also
out to the Knicks.
teaches Physique 57.
Yes, Ashley Spivey told us that. So yeah, she gets her little one-on-one time. She was feeling a bit insecure because she was on the yellow team that got sent home. So she really wanted her time with Colton, and sitting having a good little chat, laughing about her like cheating during the competition, blah blah blah. Then suddenly, your girl Onyeka interrupts again with a loud ass like blowhorn or something.
This is where she gets my Becky of the week.
Oh, no.
I can't. I had to do it. Firstly, once again, for the Real Housewives of Atlanta fans, this is reminiscent of Kenya bringing that megaphone to the reunion.
Yes.
And getting her ass whooped by Portia.
I was wondering why she was getting whooped. When you put a big ass, loud ass, whatever in somebody's face.
It was a megaphone calling her a bitch ass hoe.
God.
When she was full on married.
Stop the madness.
Oh my God. It was that was like a trigger. And then the fact that she was doing all of that and then said that she was feeling a little horny and then had on that fucking absolutely heinous silver and green dress.
Really? I didn't hate it.
I hated it. It was like velvet. It was so many textures.
It was a lot.
It was so many things. It was a wrap. It was a velvet. It was green. It was bedazzled. It was a V-neck. It was like so many things.
It was a lot.
I was like, I can't do this. And then she had a horn and was yelling. Oh, no.
Yeah.
This is the opposite. So we talked about, again, for our listeners who don't know what a Becky is, we talked about the like vapid, no substance having Becky's. This is a different version.
So extra.
Where you are doing too much.
Extra. Hear and read all about it.
Yep. And she's just been doing the most this whole episode. Like in the very beginning when she was like, I'm going to have to start getting competitive with you girls. I was like, no. No.
Yeah.
She's reminding me of, you know what, I'm not going to say. Yep, Becky of the week.
Okay. I know. Let's bring it down. We're trying to support our girls here. We're trying, but it's hard. It's real hard this season. Oof, Lord. So yeah, she comes and interrupts the blowhorn, interrupts Sydney's time. Sydney kicks rocks, which I do not understand. Just because somebody interrupts you does not mean you have to get up. What is the rule that says you come interrupt my time? That means I automatically have to go back inside. No, you can look back at her and say, I'm in the middle of a very important conversation. Can you come back in 10 minutes?
Yep.
I don't get it.
I think we should all learn from Wills.
Yes, Wills. Wills looked at Chris, Gospel Chris, and said, your 2 minutes is up, my nigga. You need to go.
You need to get up and go right now.
Out my seat. Bye. So Sydney kicked rocks, which was stupid because 5 seconds later she remembered that two can play that game and came back, interrupted Onyeka's time, and Onyeka was smart and told her, come back in 5 minutes. I'm not getting up.
But she came through with the pans, which reminded me of Tanisha.
Tanisha from Bad Girls Club.
Shout out to
classic
Tanisha.
reality television.
Yeah.
So yeah, she came banging on the pans, and then 5 minutes later came back with a bigger pot doing the same thing, and now we've literally just became, like, what have we become?
Yeah, now it's a circus.
Now it's a circus here.
And this is why I think that Colton's not going to pick anybody, because he was sitting there like the...
Like, what is this?
I feel like Ari would have been like, okay, everybody, let's just put down the noisemakers.
Yeah. The noisemakers. Exactly.
You know, it's okay. You'll get 10 minutes and you'll get another 5 minutes. I'll see you. I'll come get you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Colton's not taking control. He's just flopping all over the place with everybody and looking dumb, feeling dumb, and wondering, where the hell am I right now? Mm-hmm. God. Meanwhile, Tracy, she is...
Oh, God.
She is, so again, she's 31, one of the oldest girls. She's still in the confessionals talking about she's not here to play games. She's serious. She's mature. She blah, 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 blah. As she's doing her little voiceover and talking, this is a very quick frame-by-frame moment, but Colton is talking with Erica, McNuts, asks her if she wants kids. She says, for now, I just want dogs. This is where Colton got my making moves moment.
Making moves!
Now, let me tell you why. Miss Erica McNuts went home that same very night. Okay? Now, we can joke up and down about how Colton is young and blah, 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 blah. But on the low, my nigga's asking real questions.
Yes,
He asked her, do you want kids? Homegirl gave a stupid-ass answer, talk about she wants dogs. And guess who went home that same night? Miss Erica. I see you, Colton. You making moves. I see
that's
you.
true.
Because he ain't trying to play here. Come on.
And why would you say that you don't want kids to somebody who works with kids for a living?
And has been very vocal about wanting to build a future in a family.
Yeah, what?
Like, Erica, that was just dumb as shit.
It was. It really was. Oof.
God, and I'm glad he recognized that and trimmed her ass to go ASAP. Other little quick frame-by-frame moment, Colton was sitting with Alex, the dog rescuer girl, and she did the same shit, took an eyelash off his face.
Yeah, she did.
Is this the move these days?
I have never done that.
Me
well, I date
neither.
dark-skinned niggas, so I can't even see that on their face. But so I really don't know.
I guess so. Or maybe he's, because he's white and the eyelash is so damn dark, you just can't help but take it. But it's the second one in the same episode. I'm like, is this the move now?
So weird.
Shit. That's why we single out here. We're not flicking eyelashes off of people's faces.
It's so strange.
So strange. Finally, Tracy sits for her one-on-one. And like clockwork, suddenly, somebody comes stomping down the stairwell, whatever the fuck that word is, wearing nothing but a robe.
And some high-heeled clogs.
Some high-heeled clogs, and it's Demi. Looking like a 3-year-old going to swim class. This is why she must have put her little floaties on and hop into the pool.
I'm so finished with you.
She's so young. It is so ridiculous. I cannot watch this anymore. Oh, she is a literal infant. Oh my god. So Demi steals Colton from Tracy and leads him up the stairs, like all suggestively, like she's really about to do something, whatever. And basically they're upstairs. She just like gives him a back massage. Like, it was so stupid and innocent. But downstairs, all the girls are like, "Oh my god, what's going on upstairs? She's upstairs, fucking blowing up. What's going on? Like, relax. Y'all know nothing's going on. Like,
that could never happen.
Never happen. Are you serious? Oh my god." So Demi comes down, like skipping down the stairs, and she's like, "Hey guys, I just had an amazing time with Colton." It was so weird. She like gave a whole monologue.
She gave a whole announcement. Who was the one? Oh, it was Crystal. Wasn't Crystal the one like making toasts and like making
Crystal
announcements
from
about
Ari's season?
From Ari's season, yeah.
Just always trying to grab the mic. Yeah. So Demi's like, "Hey guys, I just had an amazing time upstairs with Colton. You know, we had a really fun time. It was really great." And everyone's looking at her like, "Bitch, we ain't ask you nothing." Like, what? Meanwhile, where's Tracy? Tracy's upstairs in the closet, crying her eyes out, sobbing, looking ridiculous because she's in her head about being 31 and this is her last chance to find a man, and she's just gonna die in spinsterhood. Like, why is she taking this shit so seriously? My god.
And why is she taking Demi so seriously?
Yeah, this child. Why is she threatening you so badly? God, that's something wrong with you, Tracy. That's on you.
And wasn't Tracy the one making fun and saying people were fat on Twitter?
She was the problematic ass one that rolled up in that triggering ass cop car. So
yes,
she clearly has
weird, Tracy.
Some work that needs to be done on herself. So Demi confronts her in the closet, and Tracy's just talking about, you know, so disrespectful, how you interrupted me, and big ass eye roll.
Yeah.
And then Demi said it best. And this is where Demi got my invite to the cookout.
Yes, come on, Demi and Nick Oglefield. What's his name?
Who?
Nick Oberman. Who was invited? I forget my man's name. Hold on. What was his name?
Oh,
the actor.
Nick
Offerman.
Yes, Nick is joining Demi to the cookout.
Yep, let's go.
Because she said it best when she said Tracy is wasting her time upstairs crying, and she needs to be down here trying to get a rose. Yep. Exactly my point, Demi. Thank you. Why are you crying in the corner and you are the one that let somebody steal your time? What are you crying over? Disappointment in yourself? Because you got
Yeah,
up?
I think so.
Like, that's on you. Stupid. So thank you, Demi, for speaking some truth. Time for the rose ceremony. First rose goes to Tasia.
Yay.
Roses, roses, roses. Courtney, another black girl, gets a rose. Nicole from Miami gets a rose.
Yep.
Kirpa gets a rose.
Yay.
Roses, roses, roses. And another rose goes to Bendon Snap, whose real name is Catherine. She looked like Catherine on this. Did you notice? She had a very mature updo.
Yeah,
I didn't recognize her.
Was a mess.
It was a mess, but it was mature. And she didn't look like Bendon Snap. She looked like Catherine, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so she got a rose. Sydney got a rose. Anyeka got a rose.
Ugh.
And the final rose went to Tracy.
But
so yeah, we unfortunately have to say goodbye to Angelique.
Jersey girl.
Yeah, Jersey girl. Looked like the member of SWV. She was cute.
Yeah.
We didn't get to know her at all.
And I feel like she was really cool.
Yeah, I wanted to see more of her. So we had to say goodbye to her, unfortunately. Also, the girl who looked like Brooke Burns, dog rescuer girl.
Alex.
Yeah. Nuts, the girl who don't want kids. She had to go. And somebody named Annie. I don't know.
They were like, "Oh my God, Annie, I love you. Oh my God." I was like, "Who the fuck is that?
Who the hell is that?" I never saw that girl in my life. I remember her from the first night.
The same thing about the girl who was the Croatian immigrant.
Oh, yes. No, her I
when
recognized.
He was talking to her, I did not recognize her. I was like,
Nina.
Who is that?
Yeah, some girls, it's like you saw them quickly on the first date, and then they're on a group date, so you get like another glimpse. Then you're like, wait, what? Who's that again?
Yeah.
Yeah, Annie, I for damn sure, I don't remember seeing her not at one bit. I don't know
at
who
all.
that was, but See you never, bitch. I don't know. And that was the episode. We did get a quick preview for next week. We see Colton look like he was tonguing down Elyse. That was Elyse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's definitely gonna be a thing. And I'm happy to see that. He's going for these other people of age, not these youngins. Caelynn and Hannah, I feel like some more drama's gonna come up.
Definitely, because Hannah is very triggered by this woman.
Very triggered by her own guilt for being a jealous, trifling asshole, basically. Leave my poor Caelynn out of this.
I know.
And then Demi, just being super sexual and aggressive
and
messy boots and pissing everybody off. And yeah, that was the episode, y'all.
That's it.
We'll be back next week. Next week will be a late episode, right? Instead of Wednesday, it'll come out on Thursday.
It's a holiday, guys.
It's a holiday. We're celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Yes.
So go and do that. You'll get the episode on Thursday. Don't forget our watch party on Monday, February 4th. We would love to see all you guys there. Remember to RSVP. The link is 2BG1R, watchparty.eventbrite.com. And as always, rate, review, subscribe. Hit us up on Twitter at the number 2 BLK Girls, the number 1 Rose.
And you can email us at the number 2 Black Girls, the number 1 Rose at gmail.com.
Follow us on Instagram, tag us in your story, buy our merch at teespring.com/2blackgirls1rose. And yeah, that's it.
That's it, guys.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.